certain tribalism kind of feel or promotion, certainly in the way they've talked about it. Watch the segue.
I haven't noticed.
Is that true? No?
Oh, you tell me what you mean.
Okay, here's my question. It's promoted and marketed as having more of an agenda than just a rock concert. Is that marketing, or is it in fact different than your average rock concert?
Well, certainly it's different. I mean, it's 9 hours. There's a lot of non-musical stuff going on. Excuse me. I don't know. I mean, I think ideally consciousness raising or awareness raising is the hopefully the byproduct of the whole thing. I don't really know if that's happening. I mean, it's just, I don't know how much of a lingering effect this sort of political awareness type slap in the face is going to have.
Well, certainly I think that it's actually one of the aims as more of a byproduct. I think one of the aims of Lollapalooza is to...
It's a byproduct.
We're talking aims, we're talking byproduct.
Well, I mean, when I first read about it, they were supposedly going to have open forum, as it were, you know, boxes, booths for people, basically from all sides of the coin. You know, you have your abortion rights activists, and you have the NRA has a booth there, you know. Well, I've never seen the NRA's booth. All I've seen are, and don't get me wrong, but politically correct activists, I suppose, you know. In that sense, I don't really see anything radical, but perhaps that's not the true aim.
Occurred to me is about the penchant people have for talking about Jesus, whether it's in a song or whether it's... Well, you just said it.
I had to. You led me into it.
Do you think that that's about... what do you think that's about? Is that some kind of icon trashing, or what do you think it's all about?
Part of it is simply it's trendy. Part of it is reactionary, and and part of it, you know, is I'm sure a legitimate religion bashing.
What is it in your case?
In my case, it's simply one of the, I don't know, it's like the backbone of our society, of Western man's society for the most part. I mean, obviously other countries where Christianity isn't the primary religion, the primary force and moral right and wrong, that sort of thing, you know, that particular reason, religion might be bashed. In our case, in the case of ministry, it's just the hypocrisy in the whole thing. That's what it's all about.
What is the biggest hypocrisy that pisses you off right now?
Oh, I think right now the fact that Bush is our president and he used to be the head of the CIA, so he knows everything about, you know, how to undermine any foreign government, that sort of thing, and yet he can't fucking seem to do anything for our people, you know, I mean, people in our country. I mean, since we are in Canada. Hey.
USA.
USA, yeah, that's right.
What about you, Bill? What's your own personal, private hypocrisy piss-off right now?
I don't know if I can answer that question. What really gets my goat is America as a commercial culture, you know, television culture, you know, advertising media, you know, these people who pretend, or at least try to run the way things work in this country, you know, by telling people supposedly what they want,
what they need to have,
what they think, what they need to have. You know, my idea for a revolution in America would be if everybody took their television and threw it out the window, you know, and
that'd be the
and didn't pay any attention to advertising, and actually sat down, thought about what it is they want in their life, what it is they need in their life, and then proceed to, you know, go for it.
Sense of musical community in Chicago? Is there more collaboration than there is? Because I know you're involved with so many different bands, and the whole impetus there to record and to be creative and to work together, it seems.
Yeah, maybe it's a little less cutthroat. I don't know. Chicago, actually, the thing about Chicago is people from all over the Midwest and, in fact, the South come to Chicago and use it as a springboard to achieve whatever success. A lot of people, they go to Chicago, they work there for 5 years in whatever field, then they end up going to New York or LA, where the real money is, if you will, that sort of thing. And I think perhaps that carries over. I mean, there's always petty jealousies and that sort of thing everywhere. But perhaps because the industry, the music industry specifically, isn't focused so much there, it's more New York or LA oriented, that maybe frees people up so they don't have to be in one camp or the other specifically. You see what I mean? So the lines are that much more blurred.
So it is more collaborative?
Yeah, so you don't have to have such a hard, fast allegiance for fear of like getting stepped on or alienating yourself from someone who really has some money or whatever the fuck happens.
What happens if Ministry gets so successful you don't have time for all your other projects?
We already don't have time for our other projects, so fuck them. No, come here. That's not true. Actually, what happened, it's so strange because we spent 14 months, the past 14 months, from February of last year until May, I guess that's actually 15 months. Anyway, working on the new Ministry record. And during that time, we did nothing else. We just shoved everything aside, which felt so strange. I mean, when we came down, or came back up from when we finally regained our sanity after finishing this record, and I was talking to people and they're like, well, are you going to do another Cox record, or what about Lard, and so on and so forth. And I thought, well, yeah, we really want to do that. We just haven't had any time, and it's hard to believe that in that amount of time we didn't have any time to do anything else. I mean, that's how intensely we were focused on trying to finish this record. Normally, the collaborative effort goes hand in hand with everything that we do. We just work on music in bulk, right, and then kind of sift it out and send it out afterwards.
Time you said, maybe it wasn't you exactly, but it could have been you, just said.
You, the collective you.
The collective you. That if Ministry ever got national acceptance, you'd be really disappointed, because obviously you weren't being threatening enough. And look what happened, especially with this tour.
I know it's a big pill to swallow.
Well, I don't know. I mean, in a way, it's sort of like, yeah, the big pill. We're Ministry, and we're sort of like having an audience swallow a big pill. I mean, it's not like they are our audience. They've come to see us, you know. They've come to see a lot of bands. So we're giving some pills.
Oh, maybe I jumped to a conclusion here. I mean, are you speaking about simply the Lollapalooza fans coming to see Ministry, or just the idea of Ministry's popularity jumping as it is?
Both.
Such as it were.
Such as it were and such as it is, I'm talking about both. Because certainly Ministry is getting that kind of popularity that you never predicted, and also a surprise hit on the Lollapalooza tour. I mean, you've certainly read some of the press. Oh, you've heard about it even if you haven't read it.
I've heard about it.
Did you know that Lush are a big fan?
No, but I think they're Lush